Hi folks, welcome back to Desert Adventures in Arizona. We just returned from a 3,400 mile trip to northeast Iowa, and now we're back in Arizona. We had something scary happen to us, and I want to share what we experienced and give you some tips on how to prevent what happened to us from happening to you. So I hope you'll stick around, especially if you tow trailers. In my age, I've seen it all, done it all, and heard it all. I just can't remember it all. So I'm interested in sharing this with you so I can remember and you can also. On our trip to Iowa, I brought this trailer along. It's my motorcycle trailer. It's large enough to hold one motorcycle. And of course, towed it behind the RV. Well, we stopped in Kansas at a Walmart overnight. Got up the next morning. It was still dark. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and we took off down I-35, continuing our trip to Iowa. Well, sometime after we left the Walmart, somebody came up beside us and flagged us down and was pointing to the trailer. So I thought, well, we must have a flat tire, and they're letting us know that. Well, it didn't turn out that way. It was much worse than a flat tire. This is what I found back here at the back of the RV. So this is where your receiver is, right? Here's the ball mount. This had fallen out. Was still hanging on, still had the pin in, but it was grinding along the roadway. And you can see, been grinding for a while and I didn't even realize it. This is the foot pad, it's supposed to be on there. The ball was still in the socket right here. It was ground down, but the trailer was still connected with the safety chains. Now, why didn't the trailer flip or sway or come off? It was because of the safety chains. And I believe because I have them crossed, which safety guys always told me was a good idea. Well, I proved it right. Because the chains are crossed, when this dropped off, was on the roadway, dragging along the roadway, the chains kept it from swaying until I was able to get it stopped. Obviously, it was a scary moment, but it turned out okay. So what happened? What caused this ball mount to drop out of the receiver, the trailer to land on the ground, and for me to cut a groove in I-35 through Kansas? Well, I've thought about this a lot. This pin was missing. It wasn't there, it wasn't in the hole. Now, I had traveled over 1,000 miles from home. I know this was installed when I left. This is another pin, this is not the same pin. But when I found this situation, this pin was gone, the clip was gone, and this was on the ground. I still don't know what occurred, but I do know we stayed in a Walmart in Kansas, and I did not check all my connections before we left. It was still dark. I didn't check all my connections to make sure the trailer was still secure. So was the pin missing when we took off? Did it break while we were traveling? Did the pin fall out? I don't really know. But it sure did scare the crap out of us. Now I'm going to show you what I've done to prevent this from happening again. So when this thing was on the ground, I had to figure out how to get it up high enough to get it on these blocks so I could put it back on and hook it back up. Luckily, I had the foresight to throw a scissor jack in, and so I put the scissor jack in, cranked it up high enough to get the blocks under it. Luckily, the screw jack worked even after I ground it down, and I was able to get it back on the blocks. I bought new parts down the road, and I was able to get everything hooked back up, and then we were on our way. In the meantime, it bothered me, what if someone pulled this pin out? I don't know if that happened. What if somebody pulled a clip out? What if the clip fell out? How do I prevent that from happening? Well, I stopped by the auto shop and I bought a lockable set, new 5/8 pin, and then comes with a lock. And then I also bought one of these that goes through here, just in case. So those are my tips to preventing it from happening to you by sharing this experience. Remember, do your walkarounds and check every component every time you stop to fuel or you stop to take a break. Always walk around and check everything, and remember, cross your chains every time. That saved me, saved the trailer, and probably my motorcycle inside. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when it dropped to the ground, it contacted this, bent this storage box all up. So I have to repair that as well. But nobody got hurt, and we continued on to our destination. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or need clarification, please put that in the comments below.